Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be? Good evening, race fans, and welcome to another edition of the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. I'm Todd Stanton on the call here tonight. Phil had to go to another broadcast, so we're letting Phil go over there. I'm here with the Iceman 100. Glad to be a part of this. $500 on the line here this evening. These guys are in the midst of qualifying efforts right now, and star-studded field here. I believe there were 58 drivers, maybe even 60 drivers here that signed up for this one. And you got to think, Jesse out there giving $20 there to the quick time here tonight. $500 going to the race winner. Then you have $200 going to second, 100 to third. Paybacks all the way through to eighth. The last I knew, it could have grown by now, for this race here this evening. Got to thank all the great sponsors here tonight. VLR. You got to thank VLR for coming aboard here. TVR, obviously, Hunt the Front, one of the main sponsors here of the Iceman 100. Also got to thank Showtime Apparel for coming aboard too, as heat race number 1 already getting ready to grid. It's going to go away pretty quickly here tonight. Starting on the pole, driving the D1RT number 28 machine. That will be Trevor Fitz aboard the number 28, and outside of him will be Blake Cannon aboard the number 44. Inside row number 2, it's starting in the third starting spot. That will be Austin Anderson aboard the number 33 machine, and outside of him, the 54, Tyler Hargrove. Inside row number 3 in the 5th starting spot, that'll be Lucas Chowning aboard the 47, and Jeffrey Lamb aboard the number 71, rolling off in position number 6. 7th starter sees the number 30 of Blake Bentley, and Terry Barrington aboard the number 45 in position 8. Position 9 sees the number 10 machine of Ryan Wiley, and then Chris McGuire, good old friend Chris McGuire, starting out. I believe he's the number 0, but Chris McGuire in position 10. Rolling off 11th will be Ethan Mason aboard the number 50, and then Mario Perez aboard the number 59 machine here tonight. So 12 cars we called for here in the heat racing action number 1. So heat race number 1 here is brought to you in part by Voiles Trucking here this evening. And you got to thank our new yellow flag sponsor here of the 2020 season, Har Motorsports. Har Racing Motorsports here, the official yellow flag sponsor for the whole 2020 season. And you got to thank Hanover Record Service for everything they've done for us here in 2019. Had to take a step aside here in allowing Har Motorsports to become the yellow flag sponsor here of the evening. What a great race here tonight. Lanier Speedway going to be 100 laps for the feature event. Each heat race going to set 10 laps. 4 will qualify on to the A main. Looks like we're going to have 5 heat races. Then we're going to get some out of the consolation events there as we get ready, locked and loaded. Like I said, Trevor Fitz, your pole sitter there. And that number 28 machine, outside of him is Blake Cannon, just waiting for these guys to roll away. Just waiting to see if Mario Perez is going to make the call or if he was just out there being an admin here tonight. As these guys get locked and loaded, heat race number 1. Now the truck pulling away is Mario Perez definitely not making the call, so we'll have 11 cars out here The iRacing.com pace truck pulled away here at Lanier National Speedway, the dirt track version of Lanier. And look at that nice looking Swindell Speed Labs number 44 machine. That's a different pace scheme since I've seen Blake Cannon last time. So Blake in a different pace scheme. The 44, a really shiny, really nice looking scheme. Track looks a little slick here for heat race number 1. This is a race that we've circled out in the calendar for quite some time here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. I know Phil wanted to be here tonight. Definitely one of those things. Went a ride with one of our other broadcast teams, and ended up having to get Phil and Jack on the microphone over at DWRL for the Shreestock division. But I'm normally used to this here on a Friday and Saturday night at my local tracks, doing all the broadcasting by myself, camera views and everything. As iRacing High Flag Green Flag comes out for the first time of the evening here for the Iceman 100. Heat race number 1 is underway, and Trevor Fitz leads the charge here early. Here goes Blake Cannon to the outside in that 44 machine. The 54 now diving down to the bottom side. That is Tyler Hargrove. Hargrove side by side with Blake Cannon. Shot out of the Cannon down the front straightaway there. Into turn number 1, Cannon way up to the top shelf of the speedway. But again, it is Trevor Fitz holding on there to the top spot. Cannon for 2 in the Swindell Speed Labs number 44 machine. Then Tyler Hargrove running in that third spot. 4th in front of qualifier as they sit right now would be Austin Anderson in that number 33 machine. Can Austin Anderson dive down to the bottom here, trying to get himself out of the hot seat there? Oh, Cannon makes contact with Fitz over there in the corner. Backs out of it just a little bit. So Trevor Fitz has to get riddling back in there as Cannon trying to get around him there. Could not pull off the pass. Actually got into the left rear. I thought they were both going to go around, but Cannon able to move back to the top shelf of the speedway, get away from Trevor Fitz in that number 28 machine. Meanwhile, battle for that third spot, the 33 of Austin Anderson. Battling it out, duking it out with a 54 of Tyler Hargrove. Hargrove now drives up the track, give the third spot to Austin Anderson. Now Hargrove goes into what we call the hot seat there, the boiling seat there. The final transfer here for the heat races. More contact being made. The 33 flies it in there. If you guys watched the racing at the Dome last night, these guys really shoving it in there too here at Lanier. The 28 of Trevor Fitz now down to the bottom. Blake Cannon to the race lead after a little bit of contact with the number 28 machine. Fitz dropped back to that third spot as now he's duking it out there for the second spot there with Austin Anderson. But Blake Cannon right now large and in charge here down through turns number 3 and off of turn number 4. Gonna see the popsicle sticks in the, or 3 to go, excuse me, in the air here for the number 44, the Swindell Speed Labs number 44. The 33 of Austin Anderson running in that second spot still. Trevor Fitz running in that third. And final spot there, the 4th and final qualifier right now would be Tyler Hargrove. Lucas Chowning up to the 5th spot there. And then number 47 machine trying to make some headway. Trying to catch the top 3 as the popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 more trips around the speedway. Already down the back chute. So the final lap there for Blake Cannon in that number 44 machine. Austin Anderson in second in the 33. Then you got Trevor Fitz running in third. Fitz right now battling it out, duking it out. The 54 of Tyler Hargrove going to finish at 4th. So taking down the victory here. Heat race number 1 going to see Blake Cannon in that Swindell Speed Labs number 44. Austin Anderson, Trevor Fitz, and Tyler Hargrove make it on to the A feature here from heat race number 1. So heat race number 2 getting ready to come to post. The youngster starting on the pole. The youngster I know from my local tracks around here. The 713 of Gavin Collins starting on the pole here. His dad's part of the outside driving the number 42 machine will be Jordan Casey in the D1RT number 42. His dad's part of the outside or inside will be John Alton aboard the number 60 machine. And Alex Bergeron in that number 12 rolling off position number 4. Rolling out 5th will be the Missile Mason Crawford aboard number 15 and Herman Riley aboard number 42 rolling off 6. 7th starting spot sees Michael Crouch aboard the number 11 and John Etheridge aboard the number 421. Then you got Jesse Johnsrud in number 75 in position 9. Then you got Chris Barnett and then Adrian Brown. Your 11 cars here starting in heat race number 2. Looks like James Grace may be coming here to join me on the call here for tonight's racing action. Thank you to James Grace. He said he'll be here in just a tad bit. Thank you guys for tuning in here to the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank you guys all for tuning in. Scott out there, thank you. Williams Grove, Pennsylvania is always watching a great show here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Scott, we appreciate you sharing the link out there, everything that's going on here. So, Scott, definitely a full-time fan here of the Full Velocity Racing Network. We appreciate everything you've done for us. So, like I said, all the sponsors going on here, different sponsors here tonight. We got to thank all those guys for coming aboard. We show them in the left-hand corner of the screen here. Make sure that they're on the heat racing action here. Heat race number 2. Again, like I said, our yellow flag sponsor, Har Motorsports, our official yellow flag sponsor of the Full Velocity Racing Network. And again, nice brand new logo up in the right-hand corner for the Saluting the Holidays kind of ordeals. iRacing high flag, green flag comes back out. The number 713 of Gavin Collins is actually the number 28 machine. He's running down to the bottom side, already taking over the top spot there for the 42 of Jordan Casey. Casey way up on the top shelf. Don't count out Alex Bergeron either. And that number 12 machine, he's digging it up top. And you got John Altridge down to the bottom side, trying to make something happen there in that number 60. Oh, Scott Dobbs, 3D Racing out in the chat box. Thank you, 3D Racing, our official team here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank those guys, our official team. So Gavin Collins right now your race leader. Second is the number 42 of Jordan Casey. Third is John Haltridge aboard the number 60 machine right there, battling it out, duking it out there for that third spot. And fourth spot, you have Alex Bergeron right now. And fifth is the number 15 of Mason Crawford, the 19, excuse me, Mason Crawford. Always used to the 15 machine for Crawford. But Crawford right now, the missile, running in that fifth spot. Starting to get a tad bit dusty here in heat race number 2. But you have the 28 digging it down to the bottom side. Gavin Collins still having a pretty decent run there. And that number 28 machine, Jordan Casey, going immediately to the top shelf of the Speedway. 5 in, 5 to go, halfway home here. Lanier National Speedway, heat race number 2. The racing action is hot, fast, furious, hot and heavy, whatever you want to call it here this evening. But the 28 machine of Gavin Collins continues to hold on. Here comes the 60 John Haltridge down to the bottom here. He's trying to make some headway on Jordan Casey. 2 different grooves going on the top shelf, the bottom, down there catfish, and the 28 and the 60. Those guys trying to make it happen. That's the shortest way around, they say. It's starting to get a little slick down there, I would believe. The outside's starting to come in a tad bit, but the 28 still maintaining the top spot. That is Gavin Collins. So the number 28 machine, Gavin Collins, leading down into the turn here in that machine. Then you have the 42 of Jordan Casey to the top shelf of the Speedway. John Haltridge now moves into the second spot in that number 60 machine. Here comes Alex Bergeron to the top shelf of the Speedway in that number 12 machine. And then you have Mason Crawford to the 19 trying to make something happen. We have 1 lap to go here as they enter the back straightaway. 1 lap to remains here down into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. Picking up heat race number 2. Going to go down to the number 28 of Gavin Collins. 3 wide finish for the 4th spot. It's going to see Jordan Casey, going to be just nicked at the line. So it's going to be John Altridge, Mason Crawford, and Alex Bergeron. Those are your 4 that make it on to the A main here from heat race number 2. Thinking heat race number 3, getting ready here, locked and loaded is Brett Wheeler out there too. I know James Grace was making his way in here. I think he finally has made his way into our team speak. Yeah, we definitely, anybody that wanted to come in there, Brett, if you want to come and join James and I, that's fine too. Is heat race number 3 getting ready to come underway. Hopefully James will be able to join me here in a minute alongside of me. But heat race number 3 getting ready to roll away like this. Starting on the pole, driving the number 25 machine, that will, you'll see Zach McSwain aboard the number 25, and then outside of him, the number 2, that is Dylan Hauser. Inside row number 2 in the 3rd starting spot, we'll see the number the TVR number 29 machine, that is Chris Malone, and Bryce Daffrin aboard the number 43, rolling off in position at number 4. 5th starting spot sees Samuel Reber aboard the number 31, and then Cole Thomas aboard the number 89 machine in position 6. 7th, we'll see Nathan Culpepper aboard the number 18, and then Kane Hills aboard the 413, rolling off in position number 8. 9th starting spot, we'll see the number 56 machine. I believe that's going to be the 56 machine of Brett Rolls. Nope, it's going to be the 17R of Brett Rolls, and then Paul Moraine aboard the number 55 machine, rolling off in position number 10. 11th starting spot, we'll see Ryan Honeycutt aboard the number 22. Scott McBride, I believe, is an admin here tonight. So we got all the cars out there, iRacing.com. Pace truck, the lights are extinguished atop that machine. Getting ready to send these guys on their way. Off of turn number 4, the iRacing I flag. Green flag is out, and we're racing down the front straight away with Zach McSwain with the jump early here over Dylan Hauser. Hauser now goes on the defense. The 18 gets into the side of him there. The 18 machine right there rubbing just a little bit with Dylan Hauser. Hauser down to the bottom. As like you said, the number 18 is Bryce Daffrin. Daffrin now up to that second spot. I believe James Grace right here. James Grace on the call too. Able to bring him in here. James, thank you for coming here. Heat race number 3 is underway here so far, and we have Zach McSwain with the race lead.
Yeah, hi Todd, how you doing, Mike? Just tuning in, getting here, and it looks like we got some good racing going already. We got, like you said, we got Zach McSwain up there in the lead. Looks like we got the 2 of Dylan Hauser and Chris Malone in the 29 battling out for that third and final transfer spot, or I think they might be taking top 4 by the looks of it here, so we'll keep an eye on that and see how it goes.
Yeah, they're going to take the final or top 4 here in heat racing action. Heat race number 3 been underway here with Zach McSwain definitely able to pull away here in heat race 3. Bryce Dafford running in that second spot in the number 18 machine. Then you've got the number 29 of Chris Malone. Malone has been working with me tooth and nail on this event here this evening, and right now Chris Malone running in the third spot. Dylan Hauser, excuse me, running in the fourth. Not mentioning, I haven't seen Howard Weaver anywhere. I think he's enjoying retirement out there, like we've been chatting in the chat box there. But the 2 of Dylan Hauser now looks to the bottom. The number 29 machine of Chris Malone.
Yeah, we got some lap traffic getting ready to come into play here with the 22 of Ryan Honeycutt. Hopefully he keeps a nice clean line, lets these guys get by nice and smooth. You know, you're always allowed to fight for your position, but never want to take out a lead car. So let's see how this goes. It does look like Dylan Hauser got around Chris Malone for that third spot.
Yeah, Dylan Hauser was able to get around Chris Malone. Malone right now running in the 4th spot now on the hot seat is at number 29 machine, but the 22 1 lap down. That is Ryan Honeycutt, so he is a lap down. These guys pretty much got themselves spaced on the final lap here as Zach McSwain coming off here. Down the, I believe in the turn number 3 and off of turn number 4 here. Going to pick up the heat race win here in heat race number 3. Second going to go to Bryce Daffrin, then Dylan Hauser and Chris Malone. Your 4 cars making it on into the A main.
Yeah, that was a good race there, Todd. It's looking like the track is starting to widen out. There's a couple lanes starting to develop. So when we get to that 100-lap feature, it should be pretty wide and them able to race everywhere they can.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see what these guys are going to perform and see what the track condition is going to do to each one of these drivers here. 500 big ones on the line here tonight. $200 for second, $100 for third, and then it goes on to about the 8th spot. But starting out in the pole here of heat race number 4, that's going to be the number 127 machine of Blake Majulis. Is dancing part of the outside, driving the double knot, the iRacing I flag, Swindell Speed Labs 00. That is Kendall Tucker. Inside row number 2, that's Chris Fisher aboard the number 5 machine, TVR, the sponsor on that. Then you have Hunt to front, Jesse Erskine in the number 1 machine, rolling off in position number 4. Rolling off 5th will be Colby Collins aboard the number 3 machine, then Travis Wistiska in the number 4 machine. If I slaughter your name, beat me up later. 4th is inside row number 4 will be Robert Fletcher aboard the number 77, then Robert Harley aboard the 57, rolling off position 8. Position number 9, we'll see the number 17 machine of Mark Linton Jr., then Connor Gaskin aboard the number 61 in position 10. 11 starting, we'll see Ryan McCall aboard the 07. Here, 11 cars we call for. We have all 11 cars out here for heat race, and then Tyler Harp, 12 cars we call for now. So we're getting ready to rock and load here for heat race number 4, off of turn number 4. iRacing Guy flag, green flags in the air.
Now watching this front pack, let's see, we got the number 77 of Robert Fletcher. He's trying to move up a couple positions, diving it down low. in front of this field. They're keeping it down on the bottom right now, side by side. Good racing so far. Back in the back, we're about to go 3 wide, 3, 4.
Yeah, good racing going on right now. Like you said, the Blake and Jules right now, your race leader in the 127 machine. Kendall Tucker running in that second spot, peeking down to the bottom, trying to pull up alongside that machine as they come down through the corner, down the back straightaway. Then you got Chris Fisher in that number 5 machine, then the number 1 machine. Jesse in the number 1. The Hunt the Front sponsored number 1 machine running in that 4th spot, looking to try to just make his way in a qualifying effort at least. There, the top 4 is all you've got to be here in heat racing action. See Katie Dugas out there, and Katie, thank you for tuning into the Full Velocity Racing Network. I know we talked about that a while ago, but thank you for tuning in here. As we are still racing here with heat race number 4, getting ready to come up on halfway home. We are on halfway home, and another car stuck down to the infield there. Looks like Brian McCall aboard the number 07 machine stuck down at the entrance of that wall there to pit road. Blake Jules had to make a evasive maneuver to make sure he did not make contact with him, but still holding on to the top spot with Kendall Tucker for the 2nd spot. Chris Fisher still holding on to 3rd. He's got the top 2 guys. They got Jesse running in that 4th spot. Then 5th is Robert Fletcher there, a little ways back. So the number 1 machine able to breathe just a little bit when he's on that hot seat.
Yeah, watching that number 1 of Jesse Ecker, he's definitely putting that car into the corner. He's throwing it in there deep, trying to get it to slide through and make up a little bit of ground. Looks like he's trying to get up into the top 3. You know, they are taking 4. It's not really a lot of a reason to push it too hard right now, but you know, every spot you get in the heat race, that's, you know, 3 or 4 spots in the feature. So sometimes it's worth trying to get up there into that top 3.
It's definitely Jesse Enterkin in the number 1 machine. Jesse Enterkin. Going to have a little bit of a trouble with that, but I know he's one of the main sponsors here. So we're coming off a turn to number 4. The 127 is going to take down heat race number 4. Kendall Tucker, then Chris Fisher, then the number 1 going to finish up in the 4th and the final qualifying spot, like I said. So Brett Wheeler going to join us here momentarily too there, James, so that'll help us out a ton too. But definitely, he's just getting out of bed. He's going to come and help us, so we'll make sure that that'll be interesting. I haven't ever called a race with Brett Wheeler, so that'll be cool. Heat race number 5 getting ready to come to post there. And heat race number 5, the pole sitter is going to be none other than the D1RT number 80 machine of Dylan Wilson. His dad's aboard the outside, Rod Tucker aboard the number 14 machine. Inside row number 2. In the 3rd starting spot, that'll be Grant Barr aboard the number 48 machine. Then Clay Debin, another D1RT guy, made some graphics here. So thank you, Clay. Clay Debin in the number 84, rolling off position number 4. 5th starting spot sees Bailey Hipp aboard the number 46. Then Corey Kuser aboard the number 26, rolling off position number 6. 7th starting spot sees Dave Corbin aboard the number 58. And Donnie Gibson aboard the number 40 in position 8. 9th starting spot sees Corey Pritchard in the number 24, and then Steve Dickerson aboard the number 21 machine in position 10. 11th starting spot, the final spot here on the field. Man, he's going to be coming from deep here in heat race number 5. That is Shad Prescott aboard the number 41. So these guys locked in, loaded here for heat race action number 5. The iRacing.com pace truck down to pit road, down to the infield. iRacing flag, green flag is out, and we're racing down the front straight away with Dylan Wilson, Rod Tucker. Then you got the 84 Clay Devin immediately to the outside there as Rod Tucker down to the bottom. There in that number 14 machine, excuse me, 12 machine beating on the number 80 already. That is Dylan Wilson. Wilson trying to hold on to the top spot.
Going back to the battle for 4th and 5th, we got Garrett Carr in the 48 car running with Bailey Hipp in the 20. Bailey is trying to get that car underneath Grat to give away that 4th final transfer spot. And so far they've been keeping a little clean, a little bit of bumping, a little bit of rubbing, but other than that, it's been some good racing back here for the 4th spot.
Yeah, it's definitely been some good good racing here. I definitely think they need to put the water truck out here. Seen a lot of dust here with some of these camera angles that we got going on here. But the 80 of Dylan Wilson right now running away here. They're pretty much down to the bottom. Looks like the top has kind of gone away there. The 12 of Tucker now going to the outside, though, trying to prove me wrong here just as soon as he wants to make me eat my words. But Rod Tucker up to the top shelf, ripping the lip here at Lanier National Speedway. Then you got Clay Devin running in that third spot. Fourth is the number 48 machine. Grant doing a good job, but he's being pressured by the number 20 machine. Looks like the number 20 machine of Bailey Hip there. 28, excuse me. Bailey Hip right now running in the fifth spot on the outside, looking in here of making it into the main, only taking 4 here from the heat racing action.
Yeah, we just hit 3 to go, Todd, and they are definitely battling it out. Grant there, he just messed up a little bit. Looks like he might have rubbed that inside wall, cost him a little bit. But Dylan Wilson, man, he's running away. He's almost got a full second lead on the whole entire field. So as long as he keeps it nice and clean, he's definitely going to run away with this one with 2 to go.
Dylan Wilson, definitely a finesse type of driver, and he's got a rhythm, and that's where it is right now. The number 80 machine, the 80D of Dylan Wilson, gets the popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more trips around the speedway. There for Wilson, the D1RT driver. Rod Tucker running in second. Third is still Clay Devin aboard the number 84. They're going to see the white flag this time off of turn number 4. One more trip around here for heat race action number 5 as we have these guys fighting a tooth and nail for the second spot. Grant right now holding on to the 4th and final qualifying spot, but down into turn number 3 for the final time, and off of turn number 4, picking up heat race number 5. We'll see Dylan Wilson, second Rod Tucker, Clay Devin for 3. Grant Barr aboard the number 48 for 4. Bailey Hip, Donnie Gibson, Shad Prescott made it all the way back up to 7th. Steve Dickerson, round out your top 8.
Man, those were some really good heat races there, Todd. And if that's a precursor for the rest of the night, these prelim, alphabet soup races, they're going to be good to watch and should be a nice battle when it gets to that 100-lap feature.
Definitely have to agree with you there, James, as we're getting ready here already. These guys waste no time to jump right into one of those prelim events here. C-Main, or we call it Constellation Event number 1, but it's C-Main here for the Iceman 100. These guys locked in, loaded, starting on the pole will be Lucas Chowning aboard the number 47 machine. His dancing partner to the outside, driving the number 17 machine, excuse me. That will be Brett Rolls. Inside row number 2, we'll see the number 28 machine of Bailey Hip, and then Michael Crouch aboard the number 11 machine. Going to roll off in position number 4. Fifth starting spot sees Mark Linton Jr. in the number 17, and then Chris K. McGuire. I like to call him Chris K. McGuire aboard the number 0 machine in position 6. Seventh starting spot sees Samuel Rabber aboard the number 31, and then Shad Prescott aboard the D1RT number 41 machine in position number 8. Ninth starting spot sees Herman Riley and that number 42, and then Colby Catlins aboard the number 3 machine in position 10. 11th starting spot will be Ryan Wiley aboard the number 10 machine, and then Nathan Culpepper aboard the number 18 in position 12. 13th starting spot sees Corey Custer aboard the number 26, and Ethan Brown aboard the number 100 in position 14. 15th will be Robert Harley aboard the number 57 machine, then Terry Barrington aboard the number 45 in position number 16. 17th starting spot sees Cole Thomas and then number 89 machine, then Dave Coburn aboard the number 58 in position 18. So 18 cars we call for. Cody Slauson, the admin here of the C-Main. These guys getting ready to light the wick and light the fire off of turn number 4. We'll send these guys on their way with a great event here as they get ready to dive down into turn number 3 here. So we're waiting on that iRacing.com Chevy Silverado to pull off the racetrack. These guys will put on a whale of a show off of turn number 4. iRacing I flag, green flags in the air. Lucas Chowning puts that loud pedal down and down into turn number 1. Leads the charge right over Brett Rolls. The 17 and Bailey Hip right there for 3.
Looks like everybody made it from 1 and 2 pretty clean. We had one car go a little bit. We are definitely battling it out. Brett Rolls up to the spot in that 17 ball.
And Brett Rolls definitely doing a fantastic job right now in the 17, running in that second spot. I don't know if they're going to take 2 cars from this consolation event. I believe it might be 2, but the 47 right now, Lucas Chatling holding on. to the top spot. Here comes Bailey Hip down to the bottom, side-by-side battle with Brett Rolls for the position number 2. Great battle going on here, as now you have Rolls on the middle portion of the track, the 28 down there, hub sucking, catfishing, whatever you want to call it there. And that number 28 machine trying to make some headway, trying to get around Brett Rolls and try to seal the deal for that second spot, but Rolls just keeps firing back on the outside. You got the Flying Zero way up on the top shelf of the Speedway. That is Chris McGuire. Do not count him out. He's coming in a hurry.
Yeah, going back, it looks like they're only taking the top 2. You guys are definitely going to be driving off to try to get that spot. We got Chris McGuire just going for the 3rd spot right now, and controls everything he can to get around him.
Look at the number 14 machine way up top. The number 14 is really letting her eat up there. The D1RT number 14 of Shad Prescott. He is making some headway up through the field. He knows he's got to get into the top 2 spots to transfer on. And man, it's very few and far in between when I never see Shad Prescott in one of these feature events. But Prescott really laying it down there, laying the rubber up on the top shelf of the Speedway where nobody else is. The 14 on the move.
Yeah, that top side's starting to come in. It looks like it's building a little bit of a cushion, and that Prescott's definitely up there working hard. Going back to the field, it spread out good, and looks like we just got a yellow. Let's go back and figure out what happened.
First yellow flag of the evening might have involved Herman Riley. We'll see if that was the cause. I'm not 100% positive. Maybe even Ryan here. And then number 10 machine, the first Har Motorsports, a yellow flag of the evening. And yep, the number 10 goes upside down while he tries to ride the fence there. That's not fast. And then he goes upside down, tumbling. And that number 10 machine, he lands back on his wheels. Well, Ryan Wiley aboard the number 10 machine, definitely a tore-up car, tore-up hopes here for the night's race. So, iRacing.com, Chevy Silverado pacing the field once again. I got to ask you guys who you are rooting for here to make it on into the A-Main. I've seen some Shad Prescott fans out there. Look, anybody out there for Lucas Chowning? Maybe the number 28 of Bailey Hip. How about Chris McGuire out here, folks, in that number 0 machine? Is the things going to change, or can somebody else like Brett Rolls come up through the field? What do you guys think out there? Who do you think is going to win this C-Main here and make their way on into the feature event here this evening, only to take in the top 2 out of consolation event number 1 here. The iRacing.com pace truck. Lights are extinguished, pulling down to the infield one last time. Hopefully iRacing got flag. Green flags back in the air. Loud puddle down. Lucas Chatling leads the charge down to the 1. The 0 takes over the second spot for Bailey Hip. Now the 0 in the final transfer spot. That is McGuire.
Yeah, they went in there, they're beating and banging. They were 3 wide down the back stretch there for the 3rd spot. Chris McGuire did get up in there. Does he have enough to get around with Lucas crowning for the number 1 spot? We don't know, but the top 5 is definitely getting battled, and it looks like they might have just gone into the wall with each other all over the place. Yeah, we got a big wreck on the back stretch.
Yeah, big wreck on the back straightaway. No yellow flag so far, and the 14 is letting her hang out up on the top shelf of the Speedway. No one up there. Shad Prescott has raised the bar a tad bit. He's going to have one final trip around, and you know he's going to have to really send her here, send her deep, and send her hard down into turn number 1. The white flag out in the air here for the number 0 machine, the final lap. The 0, McGuire down to the bottom, Chowning right there in the top spot there. Here comes Shad Prescott throwing everything at it, including the kitchen sink here off of turn number 4. It's going to be 47 of Chowning and the 0 of Chris McGuire to make it onto the A-Main. Oh, 1 spot out, Shad Prescott in that 14. An amazing performance by Shad Prescott, I tell you what. That goes to show you how fast of a piece he had. But Shad Prescott, 1 spot out, 3rd.
Yeah, that was an amazing finish there, Todd. Send it in, and he went all he had down that front stretch trying to get there, and, just didn't quite have enough car to do it.
Yeah, definitely a tough break there for Shad Prescott, not making it in here to the feature event, the 500 big ones here, the Iceman 100. Consolation event number 2 already out here on the starting grid, starting on the pole, driving the number 42 machine, the D1RT number 42. That'll be Jordan Casey. His dancing part of the outside, driving the number 77. That will be Robert Fletcher. Inside row number 2 will be Blake Bentley aboard the number 30, and then Paul Moraine aboard the number 55 at position number 4. Rolling out 5th, I'll see Donnie Gibson aboard the number 40, and then Jesse Johnsrud aboard the number 75 in position 6. 7th starting spot, we see see Travis in that number 4 machine and Jeffrey Laneham aboard the number 71 in position 8. 9th starting spot sees Kane Hills aboard the 413 and Steve Dickerson aboard the number 21 in position number 10. 11th they'll see John Etheridge aboard the 421 machine, then Connor Gasket aboard the 61 in position 12. 13th starting position, Ethan Mason, number 50 machine, and Ryan Honeycutt aboard the number 22 machine, who had a difficult time in the heat race. We'll see what he's going to have here at position 14. 15th to see Corey Pritchard aboard the number 24, and then Chris Barnett aboard the number 49. Ryan McCall, Mario Perez, I believe Mario Perez out there admin, so he's not in this event here tonight. And you have Scott McBride, then Tyler Harp in the 123 machine to round out your B-Main consolation event number 2 on the docket here. It's going to be 15 laps will be the distance to decide another 2 to make it onto the A-Main here. 500 big ones on the line here this evening.
Yeah, and this right here is for all the marbles there, Todd. It's the last B-Main of the night. The top 2 go into that feature, so everybody else is putting on the trailer. So it could get really exciting. The track looks like it's widening out. There's a top lane, there's a bottom lane. I've even seen a couple guys try to make it through the middle, so this should be good. This should be exciting.
500 real big ones. That is right, Brian out there. 500 real big ones before they win here tonight in the feature event. So these guys throwing it down. Irish I flag, green flags out over consolation event number 2. The 42 of Jordan Casey leads the charge down into 1 and 2. Already down the back straightaway. That's how fast these guys are going. At a good rate of clip here. The 77 of Robert Fletcher running in that second spot. Third will be Blake Bentley aboard the number 30 machine. First yellow flag going to come out here of this consolation event. Har Motorsports yellow flag coming out over the field here for the second time of the evening. First time here over this consolation event.
Yeah, going back, it looks like the number 40 car, he got a little bit turned sideways. I think somebody got up under the rear end of him, and he hit that opening at the track exit is what he hit hard. Spun him around, flipped the car, and caused some major damage.
Yeah, tough break for the number 40 machine, trying to get back there and look to see how that actually went for him here. That is Donnie Gibson here. So we're going to take a look just to watch what he does here. Man, it was tough there. Like you said, James, I don't know if he got that wrong place, wrong time. He just didn't realize the guy was there and just hitting that opening. And, man, he pounded it a ton there in that 40 machine, bringing out that yellow flag. You got to see it here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Thank you to the J-Max Journeys instant replay here tonight. The number 40 machine around in the knot. Looks like he's going to be able to continue, but he's got a lot of damage to the rear end of that car.
Yeah, definitely going back and looking at that, it just looked like the wrong place, the wrong time. The guy outside him got a little bit loose, clipped his rear end, and got him to where he couldn't keep it straight. And unfortunately, that back wall caught him hard.
All right, racing guy flag, green flag back out for the number 42 of Jordan Casey, Robert Fletcher for 2. Second is Blake Bentley there in the number 12 machine here, trying to make it into the A-Main. Don't count on John Etheridge in that 421 machine. He lays the handle there, the door, to the number, I believe that was the number 4 machine there. As John Etheridge trying to make it up too. He knows what he's got to do there. The monster of the dirt, number 421 of John Etheridge. I don't get a chance to see him race that much, but it's good to see him out here in that 4th spot right now, really laying down that hammer, trying to catch the top 3 guys. Now a battle for the top spot between Jordan Casey and Robert Fletcher. Fletcher down to the bottom.
Robert Fletcher trying to move up into that top spot with Blake Bentley behind them, coming in from 3rd, trying to get up in there to that 2nd spot. So looks like Robert's trying to get around the leader, just secure that hole.
Yeah, there's another yellow flag going to come out. Har Motorsports wreckers are going to be busy here tonight. Har Motorsports, the official yellow flag sponsor here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Yellow, yellow, yellow comes out over the field. And it looks like the number 4 machine involved in this one. So we're going to take a real quick J-Max Journeys instant replay there to see what happened to the number 4 as he was trying to get back around John Etheridge here. Just ran out of real estate down there at the bottom, clipped the inside wall, and around he goes all by his selfie. The number 4, the first time I could use that selfie, but all by his selfie, the number 4 machine around in the knot. That's a number near and dear to Phil Lacass's numbers. I guess he runs that all over the place. So we're used to seeing the 4 around, but not so much on the dirt. Travis was doing a fantastic job there, hanging around the 5th spot, 4th and 5th spot. So definitely that hurt his chances here tonight.
Yeah, that's rough, and I think that's the first casualty for our track entrance going for tonight as well.
Yeah, definitely tough there for the entrance cones. Going to have to replace them. That's got to be a huge dollar signs for this track there, for those entrance cones. Definitely got to spend a lot of money on those. What do you think, James?
Well, yeah, I'm sure they got a manufacturing plant somewhere around the back of turn 1 and 2, you know, just kicks them out whenever it's needed.
As the iRacing flag, green flag comes back out over the field with 4 more trips around the Lanier National Speedway. The 42 of Jordan Casey again leading the charge. 3 wide from the 4 spot, almost 4 wide. Thridge on the outside looking in there. The 421 machine trying to get it going. Number 12 of Blake Bentley right now running in that 3rd spot. He's trying to track these down. 3 to go.
Yeah, watching this front end, Jordan Casey definitely got a good run. He's got a little over a quarter-second lead. Just holding his line, keeping it nice and smooth. Right now, it's just keep that car straight. Let it roll through the corner. You get a little bit loose, and you're pretty much going to scrub off all your momentum. So keeping it straight, keeping it clean. It looks like we got 1 lap to go coming up here in just a second. Jordan Casey with the white flag and being followed by Robert Fletcher taking that number 2 spot. If he can make it through 3 and 4 with no incidents, he will take that final transfer spot into the future. Blake Bentley just missing out in the third spot in the race.
And so Jordan Casey taking down the big W here. And then number 42 machine, the 77 of Robert Fletcher finishing up 2nd here in consolation event number 2. So it should lock us and load us for 24 cars for the A main. Looks like we're going to have a brief warm-up. So before we get things rocking and rolling around here, we're going to send it down trackside for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back to the Full Velocity Racing Network here. Beautiful national anthem provided by James Grace with all the video work, the camera work. Thank you to James for doing that for us here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. He's also alongside of me here tonight. I was hoping we were going to see Brett Wheeler here. He was talking about it. He might have fallen back asleep though. I understand the different terminologies, what's going to go on there. Well, these times we're going to work together, Brett. I don't care where it is. We're going to work together. But definitely got to thank Hunt the Front here tonight. Our sponsor, Jesse Edgerton, in the number 1 machine, the Hunt the Front there, gave $20 away to tonight's quick time here this evening. So definitely a lot of shout-out things. Got to thank D1RT for coming aboard. Like I said, Hunt the Front, TVR, Full Velocity Racing Network, obviously us coming aboard here and helping out. Definitely trying to do what we can. Cody Slauson helping us out here, everyone. D1RT, can't forget him. Those guys, I should say him. That's a team. I mean, that's a fantastic team, D1RT is. Got to thank all those guys, VLR, for sponsoring this event too. So thank you to everyone for tuning in here to the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also thank us. You can take us away by star donations. We only got about 2,200 stars to reach our Facebook goal here for the month of December. If we can get 2,200 more stars here for the month of December, we'll hit our goal, make sure that we are relevant here. But we are getting ready for a main feature racing time here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. The Iceman 100 starting lineup is going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, driving these windows, the number 44 machine of Blake Cannon, and his dancing part of the outside, driving the number 28 machine here this evening. That will be Gavin Collins. Rolling off in the third starting spot, that'll be Zach McSwain aboard the number 25 machine. And his dancing part of the outside, driving the number 127. That will be Blake Majules. Inside row number 3, you'll see Dylan Wilson aboard the D1RT number 80D machine. That'll be Dylan Wilson and Austin Anderson aboard the number 33, rolling off position number 6. 7th starting spot sees John Aldridge aboard the number 60 machine, and Bryce Daffrin aboard the number 18, rolling off in position 8. 9th starting spot sees the double knot machine, the iRacing iFlying double knot. That'll be Kendall Tucker, and then Rob Tucker aboard the number 14 machine, going to roll off in position number 10. 11th starting spot, we'll see Trevor Fitz aboard the number 21, the D1RT guy. That's an all D1RT guy, back row here, team. Row number 6, that'll be Mason Crawford aboard the number 19. That's the missile, Mason Crawford. Rolling off in 13th starting spot, we'll see Dylan Hauser aboard the number 2 machine, then Chris Fisher aboard the number 5. Clay Devin rolls off 15th in the number 84 machine, then Tyler Hargrove aboard the number 54 in position 16. 17th starting spot sees Alex Bergeron aboard the number 12 machine, and Chris Malone aboard the number 29. Starting 19th will be Jesse Erkingen aboard the number 1 machine, then Grant Parr aboard the number 48 machine, rolling off position number 20. 21st on the field will be the 42-7 machine of Lucas Chatton and Jordan Casey aboard the number 42. The last row here, Chris McGuire, Robert Fletcher, round out your 24 starters here at the Lanier National Speedway iRacing iFlag green flag coming out. Who's it gonna be tonight?
Starting out hard, they're going in 1-2, and they're tight. I've seen 3 wide already, going in maybe even 4 wide a couple spots. They're beating and banging, but they're keeping it clean. So this could be a good show, man. 100 laps. This is going to be a long race.
I guess maybe just being a little bit drunk last night for the race we had for the figure eights, James, really ruined my voice with the who's it going to be. That was subpar. I'm going to say probably I'm going to fail on that one. 50. There's we're 3 wide racing action for the top spot there. Can't count that out. The 44 Blake Canton, the 25 down to the bottom side. That's Zach McSwain. Then the 28 machine of Gavin Collins was in the middle there for a minute. Here comes Dylan Wilson in the 80D machine. Good racing for the top spot on all the way back to the 5th spot. Wilson now looking to the bottom side.
Wait. Looks like we got a yellow on the track. We're going to run back, see if we can figure out who's spun out, and tell us what's going on here.
I definitely look and see what happened here. I'm thinking something going awry here with Dylan Hauser, excuse me. I'm going to take a look. Yeah, I mean, it was Dylan Hauser. Unfortunately, it looks like the 54 making contact there. Tyler Hargrove into Dylan Hauser. Unfortunately, the 0 getting involved in that one. Also, the number 1 machine involved too. Definitely a tough break here, but if you want something to happen to you, definitely want to do it here early on in the going here, lap 6 of 100. Dylan Hauser now down to the infield, though. The number 2 machine, but definitely a tough break for Hauser.
Yeah, that looked like it was just unfortunate. He got a little bit sideways going in, scrubbed off maybe a little bit too much speed with the car behind him just coming in a little too hot. Got up underneath that rear quarter panel and just pitched him around. But like you said, it is early in the race, and that's where you want something to happen if it's going to happen. But, I mean, looking back to this field, it's a stacked field. I mean, Alex Bergeron sitting 5 rows, 6 rows back. That's a really stacked field right there.
As the iRacing I flag, green flag comes back out over the field here. The first yellow flag is extinguished, at least here for the time being. 44, Blake Cannon leads the charge down the back straightaway here to turn 3. Zach McSwain, a little bit of contact there as he gets a little bit of a judder there. Up to the wall, Dylan Wilson now moves to the 2nd spot as McSwain now drops back to the 5th spot there, and maybe even the 4th spot for that matter. 28 of Gavin Callan still running 3rd. John Halters right now working over the 25 machine along with Blake Majules in that 127 and the double 9 machine of Kendall Tucker. These guys laying panels to one another.
Yeah, this field is definitely tight. It's less than 4 seconds from start to the field to the tail of the field. And 127 of Blake Majules, he's definitely moving back up. He had a little bit of a rough start up at the beginning, fell back in the spots, but he's back up into 5th place right now, 6th place right now. So he's doing good. Definitely watching him moving up.
Watch those guys moving up through the field here right now. A battle for the top spot, heating up there between Blake Cannon and Dylan Wilson. Wilson keeps peeking down to the bottom side of the speedway, trying to get around Cannon here early on in the going of Lanier. That's no easy task, though. Blake Cannon has many wins here underneath his belt here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Is Dylan Wilson even looking to the bottom here again, but the yellow flag going to come out. The Har Motorsports yellow flag coming out over the field once again, as we're going to slow these guys down, restack and repack the field. So taking a look here, look-see to see what happened here. Robert Fletcher getting into the back of the number 5 of Chris Fisher. Fisher right now looked like he was slowing up a tad bit going into the corner and misjudged by Robert Fletcher. Fletcher gets into the back of him, gets him sideways, but it's enough to bring over the yellow flag here for the Har Motorsports. So 2nd one of the evening here for the A main, as we are on lap 15 of 100. Just seen the number 1 up here too. 7 laps down, Jesse. 7 laps down. Definitely not the way he wanted to start this race here. That number 1 machine.
Pretty good race.
Phil making a comment there on air saying it was a pretty good race out here so far. Going on over at the broadcast, so must be he was getting done with his. Maybe even the heat races. The iRacing flag getting ready to come back out. The green flag, that is, and it's back out over the field, and Cannon puts that loud pedal down first. The number 80D of Dylan Wilson running in that 2nd spot. Zach McSwain for a 3 side-by-side battle there. Though with the number 28 of Gavin Collins. Collins takes the 3rd spot back away. He slides up in front of Zach McSwain. 3 wide for the 4th spot. Here comes Kendall Tucker down to the bottom. Blake Majules in the middle there. The meeting between the sandwich right now is McSwain way up the top shelf of the speedway, hanging it out there. And that number 25 machine, but I tell you, a fantastic battle for that 4th spot. Can't let that go away too far. But Kendall Tucker going to capitalize and move into the 4th spot. Now here comes Blake Majules in the number 28. Trevor Fitz down to the bottom.
Dylan Wilson's looking to make up some ground. He's running to the 2nd spot, trying to chase down Blake Cannon, who's just on a rail right now, keeping that car going good. Dylan looks like he's trying the slider line right now, and it seems to be working as he's slowly making up a little bit of ground. We've got Gavin Collins in the 3rd spot, who's running nice and tight, along with Kendall Tucker rounding out your top 4.
It's funny to see Gavin Collins normally out there in the 713 machine tonight, and the Carpenter look-alike car here, that number 28 who won at the Dome last night. Definitely having a good run there in that number 28 machine. Gavin Collins running in that 3rd spot. Kendall Tucker starting to track him down, though. Now racing high flag Swindell Speed Labs. Double knot machine down the back straightaway. He's running in that fourth spot. Then you got Blake Majules finally into the fifth spot there. That 127 machine. Trevor Fitz running sixth there. Seventh is John Altidge. Then you got eighth Alex Bergeron in that number 12 machine. Then you got the 25 of Zach McSwain running ninth, and Bryce Daffrin, the 18, locked in the battle with Clay Devin. Devin now steals that 10th spot away.
Yeah, watching our battle for top 10, you know, we got Alex Bergeron back there, Zach McSwain. Zach McSwain seems to be having a little bit of rough luck. At one point, I think he was up in the second spot, slowly falling back. He definitely does have a little bit of damage on that car, though, so you never know. That could be a huge factor in how he's doing right now.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Sliding back is Zach McSwain in that 25 machine. A little bit of damage, not kind of what we wanted to see here early on in the going there for that 25 machine. He has some fans out here watching, so maybe he can make some interest come back up through the field. We'll see if Zach McSwain has what it takes here. Again, it's only lap 26 of 100 here tonight in the Iceman 100. You got to think of sponsor D1RT. You got to think VLR. You got to think Hunt the front, obviously, and then TVR. TVR, definitely a sponsor. Full Velocity Racing Network. Again, the barrel company there. Again, another sponsor here of tonight's festivities. With a fantastic race going on here. With the 44 Blake McKinnon. He's pulling away right now. Blake Cannon pulling away from Dylan Wilson. Wilson running in that second spot. Gavin Kellen's still running third, but I tell you what, Kendall Tucker wants that third spot. He's starting to rustle away right now. Third spot pays $100. In that 0-0 machine, wants the $100. He wants the $500. He wants to go places right now. He slides up into the third spot there, roughs up the 28, just a tad bit there. Wasn't quite completed on the pass there, but Kendall Tucker able to move into the third spot as Gavin Kellens now drops back to fourth. But he said top 8, as far as I know, there might be even more now, James. They're getting paid, but as I knew when we were getting ready to come on air, the top 8 we're going to get paid here. We want $500 to winner, $200 for second, $100 to third, and then so on and so forth throughout the field.
That's a good payout, Todd. $500 to win is a good showing at this Scott track. So, we're sitting here, we're racing, taking home $500. You're definitely going to be battling out for every position, every inch you can possibly get. Sometimes you have some people that complain in the chat box that think they can do things better. So I would invite them to say that they can do things better here tonight. Full Velocity Racing Network, as we do our best to go through the field. But when you got battles about the lead, we want to cover where that lead battle is, or second and third, or fourth and fifth for that matter. So I invite anybody that wants to try it to go ahead and try it and see how difficult it actually is. But the number 28 right now of Trevor Fitz running in that sixth spot. Here comes John Altidge down to the bottom here. Good battle for sixth and seventh as John Altidge now drops her down to the bottom 12 of Alex Bergeron right there, knocking on the door in that eighth spot. Todd, I am trying to take a look back to see where the action's at. When you got the top 2 guys, they're running out. They're kind of pulling away from the field and spread out. But, I mean, even all the way back to the field, I'm looking at 15th through 18th. We've got Ron Tucker, Austin Anderson, Lucas Crowning. I mean, these guys, they're side by side. They're nose to tail. They're not nothing, not banging, nothing. They're giving each other room, and they are just they're battling for everything they can get. And we always focus up on the front. We take pride that, but there's always some good racing action throughout the whole field.
Yeah, there's always good racing action throughout the whole field. There's always battles going on, but if you're up front and you want to see what's going on with the battles up front, that's what you got to do. That's where the big win is coming from, $500. Like I said, Blake Cannon right now, .383 above Dylan Wilson. Wilson's closed that gap down there between himself and Blake Cannon. That ABD machine been on rails. Kendall Tucker running in that third spot. He's trying to hunt those guys down too. Definitely faster than the top 2, so we'll see what he's going to have over the next few laps. 2.6 back right now, so he is gaining. Then you got Gavin Kellens running in the fourth. And that number 28 machine, then the 127 of Blake Majules is able to do a fantastic job right now holding on to the top 5. He's usually a guy that comes on really strong, really late, James.
Yeah, Todd, I've noticed that in a lot of races. You see Blake Majules, will definitely probably start working in here. We're coming up on lap 40 of 100. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see him get up into the top 3, coming around lap 80 or so. We do have an awesome battle for 5th right now with, actually 6th with Trevor Fitz and John Aldridge, I believe is how you say his name. I have trouble reading that one, but they're battling side by side right now. I'm really liking how this track is looking, Todd. You know, it does have a couple lanes, you see a couple side by side racing. Not a lot of guys trying that top line right now. It just looks like it's mostly down around the bottom of the middle.
Yeah, definitely right now, no top side of the speedway, but you might see that come on here, maybe the last 50 of this race, maybe the last 25, as you're seeing Chad Prescott able to make things happen there in consolation event number 2. So we'll see what happens here. But John Altridge is the number 60 machine out there running right now for that 6th spot. A great battle with Trevor Fitz, as that's a good battle going on. Zach McSwain starting to catch these guys though in front of him. The number 12 machine of Alex Bergeron now to the bottom, trying to make something happen.
Coming up to our leaders, we got Blake Cannon and Dylan Wilson. It looks like they're getting into a little bit of lap traffic here. Oh, we got a spin in 1 and 2 right in front of the leaders, guys. Right in front of the leaders. Taken out. Luckily, the leader got through that. He's a little beat up and banged, but let's go back, Todd. Let's see if we can get a good replay of that one.
Yeah, it looked like the 0 machine around there. Chris McGuire around. Let's see what happened to bring out this yellow flag here. Oh, the 18 actually. Unfortunately, McGuire. Man, the leader was right involved in that one. That's what happens when you pull away from the leader when he's in lap traffic. But the 44 machine definitely had nowhere to go. The 80 getting involved in that. So there's some damage to the lead cars, though, now. Because, man, Wilson there. Let's take a watch. There's a lot of things that happen here. The 18 machine of Bryce Stafford and the 29 of Chris Malone. Those guys getting together and just sending a whole carnage of a wreck through the corner there, stacking them up there, including the race leader, the 44, and 2nd place, the number 80 machine of Dylan Wilson.
Yeah, you know, that was just really unfortunate. The 18 got spun around there, got clipped by the 29, it looks like, and they just bunched up. You know, that's the unfortunate part. We got leaders in lap traffic. They're at the mercy of the driving line of the guys in front of them.
Definitely getting the communication from Rocky Battenfield the right way, unlike some guys in the chat box. But Rocky Battenfield letting me know that we have to turn you up just a tad bit, James, and we did so here on the Full Blast Racing Network. Obviously, you don't broadcast with us a lot, so I forget to turn you up. But definitely appreciate you coming aboard here tonight and letting us, giving me a breather too, letting your knowledge come out here. You know, you've raced a lot of late models, a lot of sprint car stuff as of late, and definitely a lot of knowledge on the new tracks, the new builds, and things that go on here.
Yeah, you know, Todd, and I definitely thank you for having me, man. You know, this is exciting. It's, you know, definitely different for me to be up here in the broadcasting booth with you instead of behind the wheel of the car. But, you know, it was one of those things. I just couldn't make the show tonight, but I was able to make it up here and enjoy the view.
And it's definitely been a good view so far. Blake Cannon, the race leader. Dylan Wilson, running 2nd. Kendall Tucker running 3rd. Bladen Jules running 4th. Gavin Collins 5th. John Altridge, Trevor Fitz, Alex Bergeron, Clay Devin, and Missile. Mason Crawford run out your top 10 as iRacing flag. Green flag comes back out just over halfway home here. Lap 51 of 100. And now Cannon assumes the lead, but you've got a lot of other hungry pack of wolves right there. The double knot machine of Kendall Tucker now battling it out, battling down to the bottom side by side there for the 2nd spot there. As Wilson slips up the track a tad bit. Here comes the number 28, too, of Gavin Collins looking to the bottom of Blake Jules in the 127.
Yeah, moving back to the 5th place battle, we have Blake Jules and Gavin Collins. And Blake Jules' car, it looks nice and straight. It's not very bent up. And, you know, that's the key here. Even though it's a shorter track, you don't want too much damage on these cars because it does affect a little bit of the aero. It affects how the car grips in the corner. And so keeping those cars straight, keeping those fenders in line is what you're looking for right now, guys.
Yeah, trying to keep everything straight. It's still a lot of laps to go, 45 laps to go here in this A main. So you don't want to tear your stuff up early here like some of these other guys have made a little bit of contact. And definitely you have to start from the rear of the field and try to wake your way back up. And that's no easy task. The start of the field here we got tonight from the Iceman 100 here at the Lanier Speedway. The number 60, John Altridge, keeps looking down to the bottom there for the 28 machine there for the 5th spot. But that battle closed up just a tad bit. And then Kendall Tucker trying to get around the 80 of Dylan Wilson. Wilson holding on to the second spot, but I don't know for how long. Here comes Kendall Tucker trying to pull up alongside of him here, diving down into turn number 3. Great battle for the second spot as Wilson slips up the track just a tad bit, coming down the front straightaway. And I guess Blake Cannon got to be loving everything he's seeing behind him there. As these guys, he's able to run away and hide. Unfortunately, rearview mirrors, he's got to be looking up and saying, man, keep battling, guys. I'm going to keep trucking away.
Yeah, you know, that's one thing the leader likes to see is, or, you know, hope to see is that second, third place guy battling out, because when they're battling out, that's scrubbing off a little bit of speed. That lets him roll out and get a nice little breathing room lined up. That top 5 grouping, you know, second, third, fourth, and fifth, they're definitely fighting for everything it's worth, you know. You did say, I believe, fifth place pays out $100 tonight, so they're going to push as hard as they can to keep it there.
Third place pays out $100. I'm not sure what fifth place does. I think it's somewhere right around $70 to $80, somewhere in that aspect of things. As I was looking at it, writing them down, and I can't even read my own writing here tonight. So definitely something I got to work on here. But Blake Cannon, your race leader, Dylan Wilson still hot and heavy there for the second spot. Yellow flag going to come out. Hard Motorsports yellow flag out over the field once again. Yeah, we're going to restack and repack the field here. Find out what happened to bring out this yellow flag this time.
Going back, it looks like it happened in coming out of 1 and 2 with Dylan Hauser got a little bit bumped by Zach McSwain and lost it and went into the wall.
Yeah, we're going to let the fans make the call out here in Facebook Live, YouTube, or Twitch, whatever one you're watching, what happened here. But it looked like a little bit of content. I think that might have been a little bit of help from Robert Fletcher, too, as Dylan Hauser just drives up and parks himself on the tires on the inside barrier there. But Dylan Hauser definitely, man, just not having a good time here tonight in that number 2 machine. Definitely a guy that's improved over the year, I should say, even for that matter. Dylan Hauser getting parked on top of the wall there. Unfortunately, contact being made over there, so we'll let everybody make the call of who caused that one. To bring out that yellow flag is these guys definitely right there behind the iRacing.com pace truck. 64 laps of 100 have been complete, and we are extinguished atop that iRacing.com pace truck. It's Sizemore's. Hashtag Sizemore's fault is what Rocky Badfield says. That seems to be always the answer in the iRacing community. As the iRacing I flag, green flag back out over the field as we are racing with the 44 of Blake Cannon right now. Your top spot. Here comes the number 80 of Dylan Wilson to the top shelf of the Speedway as they block the momentum there as Wilson now gives a little bit of a nose bumper to the number 44 machine, knocking him up just a tad bit, trying to wrestle with him. He knows he's got to get by him here. Blake Cannon now dressed up track, leaving the door wide open for Kendall Tucker. Tucker down to the bottom.
That looks like it was a hard hit. I think we just had a massive net code as those cars were nowhere near each other, but it definitely took Dylan Wilson's rear end and knocked him sideways. So I'm kind of curious. I kind of going to go look back and look at that. But Kendall Tucker takes over that number 2 spot, and he's got his eyes set trying to chase down Blake Cannon.
Yeah, Blake Cannon and the Swindell Speed Labs number 44 machine, your race leader, the 00 of Kendall Tucker running in that second spot. The 80D of Dylan Wilson running in third. Now battling it out with Blake McJules in this 127 machine. It looks like right now they're trying to wrestle and tussle it away here. That would be an all top 3 Swindell Speed Labs. The 127 can complete the pass, but Dylan Wilson now trying to let that happen there in the 80D.
And it looks like we got another yellow out, Todd.
Another yellow flag coming out over the field once again. This time slowing it back down. Not sure what happened. Guess we'll go back to work here. Another Haro Motorsports yellow flag here. I believe that's going to be the 4th one of the evening here on lap 71 of 100. Again, stacking the field back up. This time Kendall Tucker will be at bay here on the flank of the number 44 machine. So let's see what happened here to bring out this yellow flag.
Going back, they're coming out of 3 and 4, the number 28 car. I'm trying to get a name on the driver. Trevor Fitz came up a little bit high, and he caught that track entrance, the opening for the track entrance, and spun himself around. And didn't look like he had any help from what I can see. It just looks like he got up a little high.
Looks like maybe that might be another netcode thing too. Obviously, Trevor Fitz down there racing with the 42 machine and the 33. Those guys racing pretty hot and heavy. It looks like he got up close and then he lost the handle of it there, and then up into the wall he went. It doesn't look like I said, netcode has been an issue there as of late. You definitely don't see the cars make contact, but that hard right is a sign of netcode.
Yeah, after the last update, the netcode's been a little bit stiff. I've seen a couple wild ones. I had one, I was watching a sprint car race the other day, and the guys were probably about 4 or 5 feet away, and one guy just went flying out of nowhere like he was on a rocket ship.
And that's tough right there. As you see the top 20 on the screen here. Top 20 where they're running. I know we've had wanted to see where Rod Tucker was. He's currently running 15th on the field. Just take a look there at the right hand or left hand side of your screen. That will give you all where everybody's running, at least the top 20 here on the Speedway, so you can find your favorite out there. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Almost 3 wide. Irish got flag, green flag back out. And look at Dylan Wilson down to the bottom. He's wasted no time to try to split that up. Wilson way down to the bottom. Here comes Alex Bergeron. Where did he come from? In the number 12 machine.
Alex got an amazing start on that restart there with a little bit of a jump. They kind of bunched up and he got around. Luckily he didn't make a pass before the start finish, but we do have another yellow, so we're going to have to go back and take a look at that.
Another yellow flag coming out, but I tell you, we talk about Alex Bergeron, man. I think he should be up to about the third or fourth spot. Definitely a good run there, but yellow flag coming out. We're going to see who caused that one.
I'm seeing it in 3 and 4, Todd. Going back through the replay, it looked like they just got bunched up really tight. One of those chain reaction effects where one guy checks up, the guy behind him doesn't quite get there, and they all kind of just piled in and crumpled up like a beer can.
Yeah, definitely the 33 of Austin Anderson involved in that one. Like you said, chain reaction, a lot of cars involved there. 42, the 12, the 0. Oh, man, there's so many cars to list there. Bryce Daffern involved there in the 18 machine, too. But the 33 is the worst end of the stick there. Austin Anderson back to 21st on the field after he went around. Definitely not the benefactor. Another car up on the wall. I'm not sure who that was. Was that Rod? No, not Rod Tucker. There was a car up on the wall. Not sure who it was, but there was a car definitely on the wall.
All right, Todd, it looks like the lights are out on that pitch truck. We're getting ready to go green again, so let's see what we got going. We got some really hard hitters up front, and they are off like a herd of turtles. No, wait, herd of horses. There we go, herd of horses.
As the number 44 of Blake Cannon, your race leader. Here comes the ADD machine of Dylan Wilson right now. Running in the second spot, trying to wrestle away. He's going to do so. Kendall Tucker, Alex Bergeron, waiting to jump in his grave, does so. Bergeron now up to third. Here comes Blake Jules in that 127 machine. Now Bergeron up to second, and then it'll be number 12 machine. Yellow flag going to come out once again here over the field. These guys racing hard, and Kendall Tucker and Dylan Wilson exchanging blows over there in the corner.
Yeah, it looks like Dylan Wilson and Kendall Tucker. I don't think Kendall Tucker was too pleased with the way Dylan was running. He was definitely letting him know, but that's not how you're supposed to race. You're supposed to keep it clean, and I'm sure the admins are going to be having some words with those guys here in just a few seconds.
So we're going to take a look-see to see what happened here. It looks like the 54 making a little bit of contact there with Lucas Channing. Got him checked up there. Checked up. And the number 0s of Malone gets involved. Trevor Fitz involved in that one too. And some more contact happening here between the 29, the 0, and the 18. Bryce Daffern around in and out. So definitely a tough break for some of those drivers. They're going to have to restack and repack the field here. Alex Bergeron up to second right now. That number 12 is doing a fantastic job making his way through the field. And I haven't seen Alex Bergeron in quite some time there, James, but definitely making a statement here tonight.
Yeah, Todd, he's definitely started out. I wasn't sure where he was going to finish tonight, but man, he's definitely charging hard. He's come up from 17th at the start all the way to second, and he's definitely going to put up one heck of a fight to win this. Oh, look at that right there. Dylan Wilson up into Kendall Tucker. They're getting a little bit rough there, and I'm not quite sure what the admins are going to think about that. Dylan Wilson just slamming through everybody right now. That is not good.
I don't think Dylan Wilson too happy here. Let's go back and take a look at that. Here on the restart of things as Dylan Wilson gets up into the 0-0 machine of Kendall Tucker. A little bit of a rub there. Then the 80 of Dylan Wilson fights back there, tries to get back around Blake Jules. Full sends it there and gets into the 127 machine. And he goes around all by himself. Like I said, don't think Dylan Wilson too happy here tonight.
Yeah, and it looks like the admins going through the deal have just given Dylan Wilson the black flag for the night and told him to park it.
So Dylan Wilson, black flag here this evening in that number 80 machine, parking it for the night. Definitely not something he wanted to see, but Dylan Wilson definitely you're going to have to park it here with 13 laps remaining. I know the Chad Block's lighting up here as Dylan Wilson. Definitely a tough break for him. Tough break for some of the other drivers out there as yellow flag comes out, restacks, repacks the field here. You got the 127 machine of Blake Majules, then you got the 28 machine of Kevin Collins, who's been hanging around all evening. Then the 60 of John Aldridge and Kendall Tucker with that contact pushed him back all the way to the 6th spot here. But again, the iRacing I flag getting ready, green flag getting ready to come back out loud, pedal down. It is Blake Cannon, Alex Bergeron your top two. Here comes Blake Majules down to the bottom side. He's trying to do something in that 127 machine. We'll see what he has here. Do not count out that 28 machine of Gavin Collins either. Down into turn number 3, Blake Cannon continues to hold on to the top spot. Here with 11 to go, he's going to be at the line. The 12 of Alex Bergeron now down to the bottom. Trying to get around the 44. Makes almost a little bit of a tap there to the 44. Backs out of it just in time. But Alex Bergeron keeps looking him over. Looks him over once, looks him over twice. Here comes Blake Majules into the fray.
Yeah, Blake Majules is definitely putting up a fight, trying to get back around Alex Bergeron, going back in through the field, man. They're beating and banging. You know, we are getting in. We're on lap 91 of 100 right now. These drivers are getting tired. They're getting exhausted. All they're trying to do is finish it out. And I'm hoping this can run out green and we can see a nice battle for the win here at the finish.
Yeah, definitely 9 laps to go. You got Alex Bergeron running second, Blake Majules running third, Gavin Collins for 4. 5 John Aldridge right now and battling it out with Kendall Tucker. Zach McSwain making his way back up through. We talked about him, and now Kendall Tucker makes contact with John Aldridge over there, sending Aldridge into the wall, but he's able to save it and gather her back up. Behind the 0-0 of Kendall Tucker, John Aldridge now drops back to the 7th spot in the number 60 machine.
Checking out this battle up front, we do still have Blake Cannon and Alex Bergeron running. They are 0.3 of a second apart right now, according to my scoring timing. And right now, they're kind of just freight trained out. I think they're going to just try to run this out. And Alex Bergeron's definitely giving it all he's got to run him down. But Blake Cannon is just holding that line like there's no tomorrow. And, I think he's got a good shot here. You know, only 5 to go. I think he might pull this off.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. There a little bit of netcode issues going on here tonight. I've seen different things happen, little funky things happen here tonight, James, with these cars reacting the same. I know iRacing was down for a little bit here this evening. Definitely still trying to get the bugs worked out of it. Not sure what's going on here, but the number 44, Blake Cannon, your race leader, Alex Bergeron running second. He's not that far behind in last lap by. Bergeron was definitely faster than Cannon. Blake Majules running in that 3rd spot. Then you got Gavin Collins and Zach McSwain now up to the 5th spot. But Cannon right now is going to have 4 laps remaining here. And that number 44, the Swindell Speed Labs, number 44, Blake Cannon here. Down the back straightaway to turn number 3, I believe that is. And off of turn number 4, going to see the popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more trips around.
We got 2 more trips around for Blake Cannon, and Alex Bergeron is definitely just a little bit faster. He's trying to reel him in. I don't know if he really has much for Blake Cannon. Blake Cannon's been on a rail. He's been pretty much untouchable all night long. So Alex Bergeron's got to get it in gear as the white flag is out.
Yeah, white flag over the field once again here for the number 44 of Blake Cannon as he moves down into turn number 3. So way up the track. Going to leave it wide open for Alex Bergeron, but he's going to take down the victory. Not sure what happened to Blake Cannon there, but taking down the checkered flag. Swindell Speed Labs number 44, Alex Bergeron going to finish up 2nd. 3rd, the Blake Majules, Gavin Collins 4th. Good run for that youngster there. The number 28 machine, Zach McSwain 5th. 6th, John Alton. Robert Fletcher finishing up 7th. 8th is going to be Grant Parr. Then you got Trevor Fitz finishing up 9th. Lucas Chowning, Jordan Casey, Chris Fisher, and Bryce Daffer and Clay Devin. In the number 84 machine, Tyler Hargrove, Austin Anderson, Chris Malone, Chris McGuire, Rod Tucker, Kendall Tucker in the double knot machine, Dylan Wilson, Mason Crawford, Dylan Hauser, Jesse Edgerton in the number 1 machine. Rounding out 24 cars. So 500 big ones going to Blake Cannon and the Swindell Speed Labs, number 44, taking down the Big W. We're going to take a brief pause for the cause, make our way on down to BladeNode.com Victory Lane, and interview our top 3 drivers, hopefully over on Discord. Be right back at you here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And welcome back to Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing here. We're down in BladeNode.com, victory lane, with the driver of the 127 who finished up third here this evening. Blake Majules aboard the Swindell Speed Lab number 127. Blake, what a fantastic run for you. We were talking about it here with James and myself here amongst here while the 100 laps are going. We always know that you're there at the end. Seems like your cars always pick up a notch towards the end of that race. Tonight, bringing home a nice podium finish here. Third place, I believe, is $100 here. We'll have to iron that out, but third place, definitely a good finish for that 127 machine. Tell us about your race. It was a long, enduring race for 100 laps around Lanier.
Yes, sir. Just ran what I had, and just kind of followed the leaders the whole race, and fell back to like 6th or 7th at one point, and just tried holding my ground. And there's a lot of carnage up front, and I was able to get through there at the end and salvage third there at the end. So I honestly can't complain after running. Near the top 5, but 5th, 6th, 4th most of the race. So I can't complain with third on the podium.
Definitely complained with that third place finish here, coming home with a podium finish, and definitely an interesting night here tonight, coming from 58 cars. And accustomed to you here on Full Velocity Racing Network as of late, Blake. You've had a lot of great runs here towards the end of 2019. What are you doing for 2020 here in the upcoming season? What are you trying for? You're going to defend some championships. What are you doing in 2020?
Just running the money shows that I see here. There's a couple big money shows coming up. The Pro Series and hopefully some VLR series that are coming up here. So just kind of whatever I see here and there, and if I got time for it, then I'll do it. So.
All right, Blake. As we're accustomed to here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, we'll give you the microphone and the floor. Thank you. I'd like to thank you this evening.
Yes, sir. Just all my teammates at Swindell Speed Lab, all them guys. iRacing, iFlag, Jeff Brown. Can't thank him enough. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him right now. So thank you, Jeff. Bell Helmets, Weiser Organics, Design 75, Jeremy Ray for having me look clean out there. You guys for broadcasting, and Tia for everything she did for me. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, bringing home a third-place finish, driver of the number 127, Blake Majules. Definitely a fantastic run for him there in that 127 machine. We're going to make our way on down. I believe James is going to catch up with our second-place finisher. It should be Alex Bergeron. And that number 12 machine, as soon as my chauffeur brings us over here. I believe Cody going to be our chauffeur here. Make sure that we get Alex Bergeron down here. But I believe James Grace has caught up with Alex Bergeron, driver of the number 12. And man, it is one of those things that I got to say here tonight. Where did he come from, and how did he finish second? James, take it away.
Yeah, how are you doing tonight, Alex? What a drive, man. Started 17th, brought it all the way up to the second position. Did you think you had anything there at the end to snag it away if you would have had maybe another 10 laps?
Yeah, I guess, car was pretty damaged from the middle of the race. We had, very big spoiler damage, and that slows the cars down very badly. So, I'm proud of the way we finished the race. Second place good after going from 17th. Didn't expect to finish this up the ladder. So, it was a good night overall. A bit of cautions there and there, and we got a great green flag lap run there in the middle of the race. And I was running 8th, and on the restart there, I decided to make my way up, and I was up to like 3rd or 4th. So after that, we just hang in there, and we brought on P2.
Yeah, man, and that was some awesome driving by you, and definitely everybody around you. I did notice your car was a little bit beat up, banged up, but man, you drove the wheels off of it, and you definitely earned that position number 2. I'm going to go ahead and hand you the mic if you got anybody you want to thank and give any shout-outs to.
Yeah, I got to thank everybody at TVR, Jason Nygaard, my girlfriend, everybody that supports us, all of our partners, BK Designs, CSI Shocks, BitLogic app, Mar Inc., all the fans out there, my dad for watching as always, you guys for broadcasting, and TVR for putting this race up. It was a pleasure to be part of this, and can't wait for other races like this.
Yeah, and we always enjoy having you, Alex. Thanks for coming down and racing with us here in the States, because as everybody knows, you're from up north, and it's got to be pretty cold up there right now, man. So I'm sure you're enjoying it down here where it's a little bit warmer.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to head down to Victory Lane with Todd, who should be with our winner here, Blake Cannon, the number 44, driving the wheels off that car. And Todd, take it away.
Yeah, down here at BladeNode.com, Victory Lane with the driver of the number 44, the Swindell Speed Labs number 44, Blake Cannon, taking down another victory here. This time, Blake, you don't have Phil in Victory Lane. I won't back down from you there, Blake. How was your race here tonight? Definitely a fantastic one here. Able to take it off and just sail off into the sunset. You had some good battles there, though, with Dylan Wilson, but tell us about the victory here tonight. Man, 500 big ones here going home with.
Yeah, so we had a really good car all night, and the heat race had a little controversy. Nonetheless, it's a great way to start the night, I reckon. But it was just a one-lane racetrack for most of the night, so there was a lot of beating and banging, and for most of it, I didn't mind. I don't have any hard feelings against Wilson. He kind of used me and a couple others up a little more than probably anybody would have wanted to, but at the end of the day, it was a hell of a run for me and for Blake Majulis as well. So, two guys in the top three, you can't really ask for much more.
There for a little bit. You got to have some type of in-race communications with some of your guys there, Blake, that you race with your team with. There for a little bit, though. Kendall Tucker, it looked like it was going to be top three guys were going to be Swindell Speed Labs. Definitely, you guys had something here this evening. I thought it was going to be the top three, but that kind of got broken up. But in-race communications, were you trying for that top three guys there with Swindell Speed Labs like you always do, probably, right?
Absolutely. Every time we go into a race, our goal is to run as best as we can, and get the good team finish. So, at one point I know we was 1, 2, 3, and it was looking really good. And some things happened back there with him, with Kendall and Blake and Wilson. So it's racing, it happens. I guess people carry grudges. I don't really know. We'll move on to the next. I'm glad Julius rebounded to a third. He had a really good car.
Definitely, like we say, it sells tickets. It puts it out there. I know a lot of the drivers don't like the controversy and all that stuff.
Oh,
but I tell
absolutely.
You what, I tell you what, for the TV, Blake, for the TV, we love to see it because you know what, that puts fans out there for us.
Oh, absolutely. People drive like snowflakes these days. So, if you feed me a little bit, I'm gonna feed you twice as hard. So that's how I race. And at the end of the day, it's what keeps us going. And I ended up in victory. So I'm not going to apologize to anybody for tonight. I didn't feel like I did anything wrong. I don't mind a little beat banging. I'm here to sell T-shirts and win some fucking money. Excuse my language.
All right, Blake, we're going to give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. I know you took a little bit of the floor there, but man, you got some great sponsors on that car you'd like to thank, probably.
Absolutely. First of all, I got to thank Swindell Speed Lab. Great team, great people that surround me. I'm very thankful, very grateful for everybody that's on the team. Kevin, this one's for him. Got to thank Bell Helmets. They're on the car every week. They help us out. Wiser CBD, M&W Transport, Augusta Aquatics, Design 75. I don't know if you noticed, but that was one badass looking race car up front. Got to thank Easy Go. They come on board too. And everybody that put this race on, Hunt to the Front, Jesse, Cody, Chris, they all did a heck of a job. It's not easy putting up a money race, and they did successful. So hats off to them. And then, of course, got to thank Todd. You in the broadcast booth. Can't think of anybody better to talk to.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, the driver of the number 44, and I have to add, that was a great-looking car. Definitely a change of pace for me. I could see that car out there. But Blake Cannon taking down the big W here tonight. $500 he's going to pocket. He's going to go home with a pocket full of dough, as we call it here. Blake Cannon here, $500 richer. Definitely a fantastic race here this evening. I know we got Cody in here. I don't know if I can get Cody to talk. I know he's one of the guys, one of the many guys here. Same way with Chris Malone and, Hunt the Front and all the great sponsors. But Cody, how many more of these, I'm going to try to put you on the spot, but how many more of these races you're going to try to get together for these guys?
Well, we'd like to get a lot more together. We kind of threw this one together almost a little last minute, just before Christmas. But after we hooked up with Hunt the Front and kind of partnered and sponsored with them, we wanted to get this one out the door. We'll probably get our league going again here after the first of the year, and we'll get some more money races going. Hopefully we can get some more tickets sold and pay back even farther and, get the community all involved and have some good racing.
Yeah, definitely a good race here tonight. Like you said, it got some controversy in it, obviously. Like we do here, we like to hear that Full Velocity Racing Network. Yeah, we do call people out ourselves too, but unfortunately here tonight, obviously it's money race. You're going to have it. It's just like at the being at home with my local dirt tracks. I tell you what, they beat and bang. They get all sorts of upset. The next week they come out, they're fine. They may hold a grudge or two, but man, they get over it. They're racers. It's going to happen.
Yeah, there was a lot of complaining that took place, but you know what? When you got two guys up there admin and watching the race, you can't spend all this time going back and being like, oh well, he hit me and he hit me. It just doesn't work that way. And bumping and banging is one thing, but when you start doing it deliberate, that's another thing. So if you get called out on it, hey, take the penalty. It is what it is. Like you said, there was a lot of controversy somewhat in those heats saying that there wasn't enough done to negate what happened, but you know what? In the drivers' meeting, it was specifically said the first instance you'll be given a warning. From that on out, you'll get kicked, and that is exactly what happened.
All right. Thank you, Cody Slauson, for the words, and hopefully we'll be back here with the Full Velocity Racing Network with these guys. Fantastic showing going on here this evening. I got to thank James Grace for kind of coming aboard here the last minute. James, thank you very much for coming aboard here. Definitely fun to have you up in the booth. I know it's a little bit different for you from the racing aspect of things.
Yeah, man. Once again, Todd, thanks for having me. I definitely enjoyed it. This is only my second race I think I've broadcasted with you guys. I hope I'm getting a little bit better. And, it's definitely different being up in the booth than behind the wheel. So I hope to do a couple more of these with you. I really enjoy doing that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up here for this evening. Got to thank Hunter Front for the main sponsorship, TVR for the sponsorship. Also got to thank VLR Racing. I got to thank Full Velocity Racing Network. Obviously, I don't like to thank myself that much, but got to thank all of our great sponsors too that make things happen here on the Full Velocity Racing Network each and every week. I tell you, these guys do a fantastic job for us. Got to thank Hard Motorsports, iRacingIFlag.com, Voiles Trucking, JMax Journeys, BladeNote.com, South Texas Speedway, 3D Racing, the official team of Full Velocity Racing Network, TVR-Racing.net, Trash Painter Graphics, JP Designs, and then you also got to thank Milner Productions and Designs also. If you want to be involved here, you want to get a sponsorship, get a hold of Full Velocity Racing Network. We'll get a sponsorship package to meet your needs. But again, I'm signing off here for this evening. Got to thank, once again, James Grace, Phil Lacasse, Jack Truan had to last minute go over to DWRL. Those guys covering that race. Got to thank everyone here for Full Velocity Racing Network and reminding you to keep the silver side up, rubber side down, keep that hammer down. We'll see you next time here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. For those of you who don't see us here in the upcoming days, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year here, all from Full Velocity Racing Network. Good night.